Omoyele Sowore, a Nigerian activist and politician, made a bold statement about the Nigerian government. Omoyele Sowore stated that the Nigerian government are corrupt. He further stated that they are 419s, fraudsters, and thieves. He emphasizes that this protest is part of a larger movement aimed at liberating Nigerians from the oppressive regime. He alleges that the Nigerian government is run by drug dealers, fraudsters, and deceivers. He claims that these are the very people Nigerian parents warn their children about. He highlights the vast disparity in wages, where the majority of Nigerians are subjected to minimum wage, while a select few earn maximum wage. This reinforces the systemic inequality that he believes is entrenched in the Nigerian system. The speech underscores that the protest is not just a symbolic act, but part of a sustained movement towards revolution and liberation from internal colonizers. Sowore expresses frustration that despite decades of independence, Nigerians are still under the control of oppressive elites. Interestingly, Sowore includes members of the Nigerian police and military in his call for liberation, arguing that they too are victims of the system and need liberation, despite often being used as instruments of repression. Sowore recounts his personal experience of being detained, restricted from traveling, and facing various forms of oppression. His commitment to the struggle is highlighted by the fact that, despite this, he remains actively involved. Sowore calls for resilience and rejection of any form of intimidation from the authorities. He makes it clear that the revolution is an ongoing process and the people will resist any harassment by the police, DSS, or any other authority. Sowore positions himself as a voice for the downtrodden, highlighting the stark economic and social inequalities in Nigeria. His argument appeals to the sense of justice and fairness. He draws a parallel between Nigerian colonial past and its present, suggesting that the country has exchanged one set of oppressor to another, that is, internal colonizers, a powerful rhetorical device that resonates with the audience. By sharing his personal sacrifices, Sowore builds credibility and establishes a connection with the audience, which strengthens the legitimacy of his cause. While Sowore accuses the government of being run by drug dealers and fraudsters, he provides no specific names or cases to substantiate these claims. This weakens the argument by relying on generalized accusation. The portrayal of the police and military as entirely victims of the system simplifies a complex issue. While it is true that low-ranking officers may suffer from poor working conditions, these same institutions are also instruments of state violence and repression. The call for revolution and liberation is powerful, but its confrontational tone may alienate moderate or those afraid of the risks involved in a more radical approach. This speech is emblematic of the rising tide of political activism in Nigeria, where disillusionment with the government is widespread. Sowore's words resonate with a significant portion of the population that feels oppressed and neglected by the ruling elites. The movement appeals particularly to the younger generation who are facing an uncertain future due to economic hardship and political corruption. Sowore's call for resilience and active resistance could inspire more youth to become politically engaged. On the flip side, such speeches can increase the likelihood of crackdowns by the government, as authoritarian regimes typically react aggressively to threats. This protest movement could escalate tension between the state and its citizens, leading to more violence and instability. Sowore's argument hinges on the idea that while Nigeria gained independence from Britain, it has yet to free itself from internal oppression by corrupt Nigerian elites. This metaphor of internal colonialism is compelling, as it reflects the ongoing exploitation of resources, labor, and rights by those in power. However, it oversimplifies the complexities of governance and corruption, as corruption is often a symptom of broader systemic and institutional failures. While Sowore's speech is inspiring, it lacks a concrete plan for what the post-revolutionary landscape should look like. Calling for the downfall of the current regime is one thing, but there is no discussion about the structural changes necessary to prevent another corrupt government from rising in its place. Without a vision for governance reform, the movement risks falling into the same cycle of corruption it seeks to dismantle. Sowore's demand for economic justice speaks to the frustration of many Nigerians who struggle under systemic inequality. However, addressing wage disparity requires institutional reforms in labor laws, economic policies, and more transparent governance. These issues are complex and requires a detailed plan, something that is not addressed in his speech. Sowore's speech is a passionate call for revolution aimed at mobilizing Nigerians against a corrupt and oppressive government. While it powerfully conveys the frustration of many Nigerians, it falls short in terms of providing detailed solutions to the problems it identifies. The movement's success will depend not only on its ability to resist oppression, but also on its capacity to propose a clear and sustainable alternative to the current regime. Critical question remains about the practicalities of dismantling and rebuilding governance in a country as complex as Nigeria. I'll play the video for you guys to watch and see for yourself.
Greatest of the greatest Nigerian people. Yeah. Revolution now. We didn't come today as a symbolic effort to protest. This is just one of the series of the votes in this country that will lead to the downfall of this regime of hardship that came even before 2023. We are promised that in our lifetime we will not tolerate slavery. We are promised that in our lifetime we will not continue to cohabit with corrupt people, and that in our lifetime we shall not be sentenced to minimum wage when some people are ending maximum wage, and that in our lifetime we cannot be governed by the same people that our parents told us not to be like when we were growing up. Those are the drug dealers, the 419ers, and all the deceivers in this country. I am glad, most importantly, that I am reunited with my family members today. Nobody thought we can do it in August. We could do it in August. And when we did it in August for 10 days, in fact, on the third day, they were cleaning Ojota. They said the protest was over. We came back after they cleansed Ojota. And today is October 1. This is the beginning of our struggle to get real independence. We want to get independence from our own eternal colonizers. Our brothers in Agbada, our brothers in police uniform, army uniform, custom uniform, Amoteku, Guguru defense, all of them. We want to save them as well, because they need liberation as much as we all need liberation. I have never heard that the police has a different market where they buy foodstuffs, or whether they have a different police station, filling station where they buy petrol. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here to prove that resilience matters. When we started in 2019 at the stadium, they beat us up all over the country. They arrested us, they detained me and stripped me of my liberty. I was asked not to leave Abuja for 2 years. I stayed in Nigeria for 5 years. I told them from day one that one day that them will die. And now we have regained the consciousness of a lot more people. And those who said I ran away in August, I'm here in Lagos.
Yeah, he is.
Yes. And I'm back fully. My own position is that any Nigerian or all Nigerians have the right to be anywhere they want and fight the struggle. Yeah. And nobody should wait for anybody at the airport. If you wait for us at the airport, we'll liberate ourselves at the airport. Yeah. If you wait for us at the police station, we'll liberate ourselves from the police station. Yeah. If you use the DSS after us, we'll liberate ourselves from the DSS. We are not going to accept any form of intimidation, harassment, or oppression anymore. And the revolution is on course. Revolution! No!